Welcome to a new episode on Luxe Insider with me, your host Anita Khatri. On this series, Time to Head Back, Watches and Wonders 2024. Today, we are exploring a brand that most people may already have heard about, or you may already be owning a timepiece from. Well, it's TAG Heuer. Carrera, Monaco, Ryan Gosling, F1 racing, these are the first words that many of us associate the brand with. Time and again, the brand brings to the forefront its horological marvels, driven by its commitment to experimentation, precision, and bold style. And did you know, TAG Heuer happens to be the first brand to install a time-telling instrument on the dashboards of the automobiles. The year was 1911, and from here begins its deep commitment to precise timekeeping. However, this story of manufacturing precise timekeeping instruments by the brand began in 1860 when 20-year-old Edward Heuer established the brand by manufacturing pocket watches, especially in silver. His passion, experience, and knowledge help to improve the oscillation pinion that help us till date to start and stop the chronograph instantly in a watch with the help of a push button. You can imagine the need for precise time telling. In the start of 20th century, with transportation and quick innovation in industrial segments made it essential for accurate timekeeping. Watch enthusiasts and aficionados will appreciate the contribution of the brand and Mr. Heuer in the history of watch industry. And a lot of it has evolved over the years. That's what I wanted to understand from George Sis, Chief Marketing Officer at TAG Heuer, who kindly took me through the new launches unveiled at Geneva this year. What the brand stands for today, their association of Ryan Gosling, and their plans for India. He candidly also gives me styling do's only while pairing his timepiece with his outfit. Let's get started. Thanks, George, for receiving us, giving us your time.
Pleasure. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being interested in TAG Heuer.
Yeah, India has always been interested in TAG Heuer and fond of TAG Heuer, right from the days of Shah Rukh Khan. So, who is TAG Heuer customer? How would you define this consumer? Has he changed after the pandemic? Have you seen these changes?
Yeah, I think there are many ways you can describe our customers, but I think our customers are people who appreciate great watchmaking. Okay, I think it's a people who are avant-garde, who love what this brand stands for. Okay, they tend to be.
What does the brand stand for? Sorry.
Oh, okay. Well, the brand stands for many things. Our brand purpose: we fuel your drive to challenge the limits. That's ultimately the brand purpose of the brand. But fundamentally, TAG Heuer is a brand that's very special. You have brands in watchmaking that live in the past. You have, and they celebrate that past and talk about it, and that's it. They never really talk much about future and all of that. Okay. You have brands that are so future oriented and futuristic. There is almost no past at all, but they're all about that. What we do is we have an incredible past. We've been around for more than 160 years.
Correct.
And we have been doing incredible things. Okay. But we are always taking the inspiration from this heritage, from who we are, from our DNA. We are always authentic and credible, and we bring that into present and into the future. We always bring that twist. TAG stands for Technique the Avant-Garde. So one of the most important values that we have is the avant-garde. We're always going to be avant-garde, always disruptive, always innovative. That's why when you look at our booth, it is so different than all the other ones over here, because we bring the TAG Heuer spirit to it. We are full of energy, full of dynamism, We are disruptive by definition. Avant-garde means mavericks. We like to try things that never been done before. But most importantly, we are always authentic and credible, because we believe that authenticity is really the new currency of luxury. I think the luxury customers are looking for things that are authentic, that are true, that are real. People don't want fake stuff, the made up stuff. They love the things that's anchored in a real story. And TAG Heuer story is so rich, We are probably one of the more sportiest brands out there,
That's true. That brings to my next question. So you are admitting that you are the sporty brand.
I'm not just admitting it, I'm proud of it.
Okay, perfect. We always believe that TAG Heuer is a sporty brand, not only with the Monaco connection and the car association, but when it comes to the consumer, I'm coming back to the consumer. Is your consumer the one who has sporty taste? Is that the customer? So
yes, I think it is definitely a huge part of it. A huge part of it, and is that the sport is an enormous part of this brand. We were one of the very first brands that sponsored Olympics in the early 20th century. We had some of the best athletes that ever walked this planet that have been ambassadors of our sport. I'm not sure if you remember American sprinter Carl Lewis.
Yes.
He was an incredible guy, true gentleman, an unbelievably fast guy. And we had an ad with him. It's one of my favorite ads of all time. As you see him running, occasionally our watches run fast, okay? He was fastest man on the planet at that time. It was quite something,
Which year was this?
Oof, now you're testing me. I think it's going to be around...
Okay, I'll figure it out. Last year has been phenomenal for the Swiss watch industry.
Yeah.
But it has also been one of the best year for sporty watches, if I may say so.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it would have been a fantastic year for you as well.
It was.
Elaborate or comment on that.
It was, absolutely. It was a fantastic year for us. TAG Heuer is going from strength to strength, and we really, since 2020, the brand has really took off. First of all, we have incredibly well prepared for the pandemic, because we just launched a new website, so it was really good for our growth of our e-commerce and all of that. But really, we have been on this incredible transformation of the brand under the Frédéric Arnault's leadership over the last 4 years. We have really transformed everything from product, through how we made the product in operations and production and development, through to our distribution. We have really changed our distribution to really become a true omni-channel approach.
Omni-channel approach.
And
when you say omni-channel, is
meaning
online e-commerce,
e-com, wholesale, retail, all working together and delivering a holistic experience for the customer. And then we had an amazing. Then we also work very much on our communications, on our ambassadors, on our portfolio. So
talking
we really
about ambassador,
that completely, So that really has been the transformation that allows us to be so successful, and the fruits of all of that labor are coming in now, because it takes time to make all these changes, and it was super exciting to be part of this process. And now the brand is really going from strength to strength.
You helping me actually. My next question you already brought out of ambassador. So in the current time, when it's time for social media influencers, and there are so many influencers all around, how do you finally select your brand ambassador? Like you did that in Gosling, Ryan Gosling. Right?
Very easy.
So how do you finally, decide who your ambassador?
So it's a very, very simple thing. It goes back to what I said. Authenticity, okay? So we want someone that will really authentically represent the brand, okay? Watch is a very personal, you need someone to front it, someone to give you the edge and character and all of that. And for that, we want someone that really fits with the values that we have, that fits with what this brand stands for. And for us, Ryan Gosling was the guy that, for me, he's the quintessential Hollywood driver, okay? Everybody remembers him from this film Drive, where he takes his watch off the wrist and he puts it on the steering wheel of the car, and he adjusts his leather gloves, and he's like, oh, focus, I'm gonna go like crazy. And that, to me, that moment, I felt everybody remembers that about him. So that was the moment I knew right away, this is the perfect guy for us. And the other thing is, he has never ever done brands partnership before. We were the very first brand that he decided to do. He doesn't need to do this stuff, okay? He's super successful. He's one of the icons of his industry, and yet he was happy to talk to us. He liked what the brand stands for, and he's doing it not for the money, but because he really loved the brand. He really appreciates it. You can see it from his Oscars performance, where he's wearing our Diamond d'Avant-Garde on top of the pink glove, okay? Not many people do that, you know?
Yeah.
And he's super committed, he's incredibly creative, and that was the thing. And the one thing we do, we never sign anyone without spending some time with them and everything. So we had actually an hour and a half with him on the phone to discuss, to talk about, to get his spirit. So we don't just go with the agents and then the personality shows up for a photo shoot and that's it. We don't do it. We go with someone that is committed, that is passionate. And Ryan, when he gives you when you have a time allocated with him, you can count on the fact that he will double the time when he shows up. If it's 2 hours, it will be 5.5. You know, if it's 6 hours, it will be 13. And he really gives us tremendous support, not from being the representative, but from a creativity. He's an incredibly creative guy, and he's got views on everything, on which photographer we use, which director we choose, which stylist we work. He's got a real strong view of what the story should be behind the photo shoot. How do we do all of that? You know, it's amazing. The campaign that we unveil here at Watches and Wonders this year, Chasing Dreams, he really wanted to go back to LA, where it all started for him. And his vision was, I want to create like mementos from a film like that you don't know about. It's like, call it the film of life, you know, but it feels like it was just a screenshot that was taken out of the film. That was his view. And where the racing spirit of the brand with the fast Porsche car is always in the shot somehow, that was his kind of vision, you know. And not many ambassadors will spend this much time, will dedicate this much effort to a brand to work on it, and that's why we really love him. But to answer your question, authenticity, great personality fit, comfort that this person is going to do the right thing. I mean, when you work with personalities, there's always a bit of a risk. You know, things happen, people have scandals and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, you take all of that in balance and you decide. But
so this person, in time of influencers on social media, even if it is an influencer but has these qualities, you're open to having him as your brand ambassador?
Absolutely. We love people and we work with many. You know, we actually have an incredible portfolio of, there are different categories of global ambassadors. Then we have friends of the brand that work with us from time to time on ad hoc projects. Then there are influencers who we work with on an annual basis, where we have the contracts with them and they help us with certain number of posts and things like that. And you have, you know, the real micro influencers, etc. So you need to have the whole portfolio, the full spectrum of because, you know, as they say, you know, wrong words, but different horses for different courses, you know. So I think that's what we need.
Yeah, well said. So I see an interesting piece on your wrist. Is this from the new collection?
Yes. So this is our new TAG Heuer chronograph. This is you know, last year we celebrated the 60th anniversary of the Carrera, and we introduced this new design, this glass box. You see, I'll take it off. You see how the glass kind of covers the bezel all completely, and and it's a beautiful shape. We used to have a glass box before, but it was kind of straight up and like kind of almost 90, almost a dome shape. Yeah, almost 90 degrees. Now this one is a little bit more flattened, right? Yeah, it's more curved. You know, it's more elegant. Yes. And underneath it, you have this flange that is beautifully curved as well. The idea of this watch is go back to what Carrera was all about. Perfect legibility, you know, and when you drive and the watch is shaking in the fast driving, you know, it's so you're clearly visible. This is what TAG Heuer's vision for this model always has been. But for me, this watch is unbelievably special because in 2012, TAG Heuer has introduced a very special watch. It was the 80th anniversary of TAG Heuer, and they introduced this very similar, what we kind of call it, a panda style chronograph.
Yes.
And I bought that watch. Okay. And so I have the one from 2012. So when I saw this on the sketches of our designers, I was like, man, this is amazing. This is perfect. I really love this because I tell you a funny story. I bought that watch in 2012.
Okay.
And in 2020, when I joined the brand, I finally met Jack. And I was gonna go to have lunch with him. So I wore that watch out of respect.
Yes.
And he wore the same watch that day.
Okay.
So I have a beautiful picture with Jack and I sharing the watch in our museum in TAG Heuer. So it was
That's nice.
It was great. Yeah. But you know what's fun?
Yes.
You know, this glass box design was such a hit last year. It's amazing that this year at Watches and Wonders we're seeing other brands trying to do the same. Yeah, you know, so it's a.
So you know that's a sign of your success, right?
Exactly. You know, we feel very good with that.
Yeah. So when it comes to styling your outfit or your look for the day, do you have any do's and don'ts that you can share with the men audience? Like, for example, this watch goes very well with your gray blue suit that you're wearing. Is there anything when you're styling yourself? You want it to fit. You always want to make sure that there is a nice fit between the watch, the synergy between your watch and the rest of your outfit. From my side, if I have to say it, I'm a little bit like Henry Ford. Every color is great as long as it's blue. For the clothes. Okay.
Only kidding. No, but I think it's important that, for me, the most important thing about the watch is it's got to make you feel something, right? So I think the watch, it's for me, it's less. It's nice from that it fits with the clothes and all that stuff. But I think watches should have meanings. We buy watches for occasions. We buy things for things. At least that's how it always been for me. And I love watches that when I look at my wrist, it makes me feel something. It makes me feel great. You know, for example, this one, the Skipper one, which we introduced last year on steel, but this year we introduced it here at Watches and Wonders on this beautiful pink gold. For me, it's such a happy watch. It's such a happy watch. When you have this on your wrist and you look at it, it just puts me in a great mood. It feels like it's smiling at me, you know. I don't know why, but that's the feeling I get from it.
You have emotion to your watch.
Totally. Yeah? This is so close to the origins of Carrera. I feel like I'm wearing part of history with me, you know, and I'm inspired by that history, by what the Carrera has stand for. You know, I would never wear a watch just it's a nice watch, but doesn't have the story behind it. You know, I think that's what's beautiful about TAG Heuer, is that when we're designing our watches, we're thinking about what the story is going to be. We don't design the watch and say, hey, marketing, you go do it. We actually, marketing and product were very close together. And we talk about, hey, what are the right stories? What story we should tell with this watch? You know, the watch, the storytelling is such a big part of it. It's so we want to give that story because you can give it. And I'll give you an example. You know, the watch I was talking about from Jack's 80th anniversary. I was a young guy when I got it in 2012. That was 12 years ago.
You're young even now.
But then I was really young. And I didn't know that much about watchmaking. But to be able to tell my friends, hey, this is the watch for Mr. Heuer's 80th anniversary. I felt it was a great story. It creates a story, you know, and that was amazing.
Great. Thank you so much.
No, pleasure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I hope you got what you needed.
Yeah, totally.
Great.
Unless you have any message for India, please go ahead and give the message.
Our message for India is we are really, really happy to go to India in a much stronger way than we have been before. You know, I think we know that Indian consumers are incredibly passionate about our brand. We know that our brand is very popular. The awareness is very, very strong. Now we need to build a stronger presence, footprint in there so people can access the watches easier. And we look forward to delivering some amazing things. You talked about local ambassadors and influencers, etc. So don't worry, we will work with a few very interesting people very, very soon in India, and we look forward to being there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have got to check out TAG Heuer Monaco split seconds chronograph weighing 85 grams only. You can imagine how light, not just light, but ultra light it is. I'm waiting to see it here in India. But until then, you can see this timepiece on my YouTube channel and Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment on what you thought about this watch. I'll be back soon with another interesting episode. Bye for now.